Hello friends, welcome back to Cosmopolitan Cornbread. My name is Constance and this is going to be a little bit of a different sort of video. Back on Monday, I did a quick live video from the parking lot of Hobby Lobby. And I just jumped on to let people know that I wasn't going to be doing a whole lot on YouTube this week, that I was working on a project, and I am about 90% finished. And so I thought I would just bring you in here. I've been giving my bathroom a facelift. Now, someday down the road, at some point, we hope to replace all of the fixtures, so to speak, in this bathroom. New commode, new sink and everything, new shower and tub and all of that. But quite frankly, right now we don't have the time or the finances to do that. But I thought, well, I can't really renovate it right now, but I can give it a facelift. This bathroom, it's a very small bathroom. This is the main bathroom. This is really the only bathroom for our cabin. Now, there is an apartment that is here on our property. Of course, it has its own facilities, but this is it. Our cabin is pretty small, and this bathroom is really small. And this room in particular, Mr. Smith hated this room. He hated this bathroom. And I thought, you know what? Let's fix it up. Now I didn't take any video before of what this bathroom looked like then. However, I do have a photo that I can share with you. There's only one. It was taken by the realtor when we were buying this place. And I will say, it now looks a whole lot different than what it used to look like. Now, originally, this entire bathroom was paneling, wood paneling, and it's still wood paneling, but it was old, it was beat up, there was like nail holes all over the place, screw holes where they had hung different things. Honestly, it almost looked like the paneling had been used someplace else and salvaged to build this bathroom, because some of the holes that were in it just really didn't make sense. So I cleaned it all up. I filled in all of the random holes with some wood putty, sanded it all down, and then I painted it. And it is amazing how much of a difference just a little bit of paint will make. And painting the walls this almost white color. Now, my favorite off-white is called Dove White, and I used that a lot in our house in Alabama, and that's actually what I've mostly painted my kitchen. Now, I still haven't painted all the walls on the sink side of the kitchen, but over on the stove side, that's all been painted that Dove White. I love that color. And then I usually use ultra white for the kitchen cabinets because it just reflects so much light. This one here, I think it was called like Swiss Coffee or something like that, which I thought was kind of an odd name, but maybe it's supposed to be the whipped cream that goes on your coffee. I don't know. But it's very similar to Dove White. It's kind of like a creamy French vanilla sort of color, but it reflects so much light. Now, of course, the bathroom didn't get bigger, but it sure feels bigger. And I painted the entire bathroom floor to vaulted ceiling. Now, I do still need to put a second coat of paint on the ceiling and on the upper part of the wall over the shower, but man, it looks so much better in here. Now, as I went around painting the walls, I came to the window, and the window was painted kind of a foresty green sort of color. Really didn't like that color. And I had thought about painting it like a slate blue or something like that, but we have a green sink and a green toilet. And I thought, no, let's not paint that blue. Let's work with what we've got and we'll make it a green. But this is actually called Gladiator Gray. So it's kind of like a grayish olivey sort of green. And I painted the windowsill, realized I really like that color. How about we go ahead and paint the cabinets that as well? And so I painted the cabinet under the sink, that olive green color. I changed out the handle for the cabinet. And then I had ordered a cabinet, a new cabinet for over the toilet from Amazon, but it hasn't come yet. And as I was going around painting, I thought, why don't I just throw some paint on here and see how it looks? And I realized it actually looks really good. So we're keeping the original cabinet. When the one from Amazon comes, I'll just return it. But I think it turned out really great. Now, if you look really close to the panel for the doors, you can make out the imprint of that flower design, that kind of fake stained glass that was on there. But you've got to really look close to see it. And you know what? Sometimes you just got to make do with what you got. So over here on this side of this little bitty bathroom, there's a cabinet down here, a little counter here, and then a cabinet up on top. And the doors on these cabinets were just made out of this really rough cut lumber. They were painted brown. They looked cheap and terrible. And so I kept the cabinets that were here, but I removed the doors and I went ahead, painted this cabinet over here that same olive green. And I just got done making the curtains for the cabinet here. And this is the fabric that I was buying there at Hobby Lobby on Monday when I did my quick little live video. So I've still got all of the shelving down here for storage and things like that. This over here is a wall heater, and my older son, the first time he came here, now when he got here it was very cold, it was winter still, and he was like, "What's that thing on the bathroom wall?" I said, "It's a heater." He goes, "Does it work?" And I said, "Yeah." So he came in here, did his business, and when he came out he said, "Oh my goodness, that is genius. Why doesn't every bathroom have a wall heater?" And I'll tell you, we do love this heater in the winter time, and I hope it never ever breaks, because I don't think this company is in business anymore. And I mean, I don't even know if you can buy wall heaters like this. I'm not sure, but it does work very well. Now, the frame around it had been painted green, the same as the windowsill and window frame and everything. So I went ahead and I painted this with a, I think it's called like a hammered bronze color. Just taped it all off, taped off the front of it and all of that. Spray painted it with that bronze paint, and it looks much better now. I mean, you can tell it's an old appliance, but like I said, it still works really well, and I hope it never breaks. Down there, our toilet paper holder is actually an antique. It's made out of brass, and I love this handy little thing. It doesn't have a spring. It actually has a skewer that goes through and locks it onto the frame of the metal. And y'all know I love my antiques, and there you go. That was actually here when we bought the cabin. Now on the wall over here on this side, I hung an antique mirror, and it has a lot of the scratches and the flaking inside in the glass and everything. But frankly, I love that. I think it gives it character. I know you can redo mirrors and all of that, but I like the look of it. I like there to be things that are not perfect, especially when you clean up everything else. I think it's nice to have these little touches like that. So that is it, you guys. This is what I've been working on. I'm not quite finished yet in here. Like I mentioned, I still have to do the second coat of paint up on the ceiling, and I also need to paint the trim. One of the things that I did today was I replaced all of the trim all around the floor. I replaced the trim that was around the door, and there was actually a spot up here where the cabinet meets the wall where the trim was missing. And so I kind of figured out a way where I could fill that all in. And so I've still got to paint all of the trim. And then I'm going to redo the grout in the tile floor. I don't know if you know this, but they actually make this stuff. It's kind of like paint for grout. And you basically just brush it on, wipe it off, and it resurfaces grout when in your tile work. And it comes in all different colors. You can change the color of your grout. And so that is another thing that I'll be doing here. But I'm kind of taking a little bit of a break on the painting because many of you know I have a lot of problems with my neck, and doing a lot of overhead work and all of that, like with painting ceilings, it's a lot on my neck. And so I've been dealing with a lot of pain the last couple of days. And so I'm just kind of taking a break. I'll probably finish up the painting next week in here, just taking a break so I can let my neck rest and not be so angry with me. But this is what I've been working on this week, and I think it has turned out so far really well. And it, like I said, it makes a huge difference. Before, when we walked in here, it felt like you were coming into like a little bitty closet. It almost felt like really an outhouse because it's so small and it was so dark and it was so just, you know, beat up wood looking and everything. And now it's, I don't know, it's kind of like a farmhouse sort of cute little bathroom. And you know, when we were looking at this cabin, when we came out here with the realtor, it was a couple. The guy made a comment about how small the bathroom was, and I'm like, how big do you need a bathroom to be? It's not like you do a lot of things in here, you know? I mean, there's only so much space that you really need in a bathroom as far as I'm concerned. And I almost forgot, when I made the curtains for the front of the cabinets over here on this side, I also made some matching half curtains for the window above the sink, because originally there was this kind of Roman shade fabric thing that we could close. It was hideous, it was broken, it didn't work right, and it blocked a lot of the light. And so now when we're in here, I can close the half curtain so we can still have our privacy. You know, nobody will see us when we're getting out of the shower at night or early in the morning and it's still dark outside. But all of the light will still come in through the window, and then we can just slide those curtains open when we don't need the added privacy. I've got other projects that they've been on the, I don't call it a honey-do list, I call it a me-do list because I'm the one who does projects like this. You know, I love to do different projects and work on things around the house. I kind of take pleasure from that. So, but this is one of the things that I've been really wanting to get checked off, and I do have company coming in about a week and a half to 2 weeks, somewhere around there. And I thought, you know, this is good motivation to get this bathroom done. And, but yeah, so this is what I've been working on. You know, I couldn't really bring you in here while I was working and film it or anything like that and show you the progress because it is such a small space. I mean, it was hard enough just trying to work in here and with ladders and, you know, all of that stuff. There's just no way I could have filmed all that as well. But next week, I should be back with my normal video schedule, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't foresee there being any issues with that. I actually have some canning that I'm going to be doing, and I can bring y'all into the kitchen to come alongside me while I'm doing that. So I thought I'd share that update with y'all, and that is it. I hope y'all have a great weekend. When this video goes up, it will be on Friday, and that will be the day before Yom Kippur. And if you're not familiar with Yom Kippur, you can find an article on my website where I share all about it. It symbolically and prophetically points to Judgment Day. It points to Judgment Day, and it is a very serious day. It is a holy day. It is a high holy day according to scriptures. It is a day of fasting, and it is a day of prayer and repentance, praying for loved ones, praying for your nation. So that is what I will be doing. I will be Now I will be doing my live video on Saturday. I probably won't make it very long. We'll probably just read the scriptures and maybe Bible chat for a few minutes, and then that'll be it. But that is all I have for y'all today. Thanks for joining me here in the bathroom. My name is Constance from Cosmopolitan Cornbread, and I'll talk to y'all next time.